I'm Mike.
And I'm Kendra, and this is Blissfully Blended Chaos.
Our faith, our family, our chaos, all for the glory of God. Excuse me. Welcome to yet
Welcome.
another. Did you just throw my Smarties? Sidebar. Time out. Did you just throw my Smarties off to the side?
I told you we're not eating them while we were doing this.
But you just threw them to the side.
Because I would have fiddled with the wrapper if I would have been
You could
holding
have
them.
gave it to me and I could have put it over here.
No, you would have ate them.
That's besides the point.
That is the point.
Oh, wrong.
You're spree.
You're the issue. No, man. Give them the respect that they deserve. Put some spec on their name. Smarties.
Dum.
That's rude.
Anyway.
Anyway, welcome back, folks, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages. Maybe not all ages, but
Anyway.
welcome
Yes.
to
This episode.
yet another blissfully blended chaos episode.
Yeah. And this one we're talking about all things blended.
We're blending.
Oh my. That movie's actually really good.
I know, it's funny.
But we're going to talk about all the blended issues we've had or things we've had to walk through that we haven't really ever had somebody that could, I guess, identify with what we're going through. We've kind of had to navigate it ourselves. And so I thought we would talk about maybe some tips or how we handled a situation, right or wrong, and kind of how to hopefully help somebody else with what we didn't have help with.
Do we have the proper tools to enlighten people? Because I feel like we struggle with this still.
I mean, the only tool you need is Jesus, and we got that.
Well,
So,
yeah, but
well, I think that even if we don't have the right answer exactly, healthy conversation about this subject rather than make it like such a taboo thing helps. Blended families exist more often than not.
right.
And these issues are such common issues that nobody talks about. Everybody acts like blended families are happy little hunky dory or they're like absolute catastrophes.
No, and they can be in the
And
middle.
so just just talking about how hard it can be and but how gratifying it can be.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some things that I personally can't relate with, which some other blended families um do. My stepkid doesn't hate me. He loves me. I'm the favorite.
Yeah, I
So
think he prefers you over me, and he's my kid.
no, I just I can't identify with having a strained relationship with a stepchild, but I mean, you do a little bit.
Yeah, I was like,
Not like, but he doesn't hate you.
you've witnessed it firsthand, but
Yeah.
it's
And so I feel like we have the literally kind of every case scenario. We have in ours, we have a one that hasn't always seen eye to eye. We have one that adores, and then we have two that adore. Uh, three. We have a lot of kids.
we have 5.
Oh, I know. I'm just counting them in my head.
Do you? You know how to count to 5?
One, two, three, four, five. Are you done?
Maybe. Y'all seen it firsthand. She abuses me, not the other way around.
And he laughed about it.
Because I like it.
You're ridiculous.
Anyways, so, well,
Well, it hasn't always been easy.
no, No, it hasn't. And we can start from the very beginning.
I married him for his kid.
No, no.
That really was the beginning. I told you I was gonna marry you just so I could be his stepmom.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. That is an accurate
I
statement.
love his son.
Yeah. For those of you that are just tuning in, um, we have 5 children. Um, we have Colton, Maddie.
He's 17
Well, I wasn't
and
just
mine.
naming. I was just going through
Well,
the.
no,
Well, yeah, Colton's 17,
he's mine from a previous marriage.
her firstborn. Maddie, who is
15,
15,
same.
hers same
She has the same dad.
same
And then
dad
we
as Colton.
have
And then we have
Caden.
Caden, who is mine. He's 14.
And then we have Grayson, who's 10.
He's
Yes, 10.
9.
He's 10.
He is 9. He will be 10 next year.
Oh, he'll be 10 in January. He's almost 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's 9
I don't know why I think he's 10. He
because he
probably
acts like
acts
it.
he probably acts like it.
Um,
But we have
we
Grayson,
have
who's
Grayson,
9.
who is hers from
A
a previous relationship. And then we have Cal, who is ours.
yes,
Um, and he is 7,
yes,
just turned 7. So we have a wide range of cheering.
yes. We have a senior and a kindergartner.
Yeah. And um, for those of you that are like, what? That math ain't mathing. We held Cal back. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we held him back. And he's September 8th birthday, so he was already the oldest in his class.
yeah.
Um, but with that, so we also have every dynamic. So we have Colton, who really we only see kind of on weekends. I mean,
It's not even that.
it's not
It's like
even that anymore.
once in a blue moon.
He just comes over when he wants to come over. He's 17, he's a senior, he's got a job, he's
He
in a relationship, he's pretty much
he's
grown but
yeah,
in school.
he's doing grown things. Not in like the
Not in an
wrong
inappropriate manner. He's
yeah.
just maturity-wise, he's just grown.
Yeah.
Um,
He's trying to
build his life
build
and
a
start.
foundation to have a good life and
Yeah,
have a good relationship with his significant other.
yeah. And I mean, I talk to him regularly. I take him lunch once a week to school. Like
Yeah, he come
we
he talks to us and he hangs
yeah,
out with us whenever he gets a chance. It's just
he's
he's
busy.
busy. But so what happened there
Is what
is he lived with us up until the time he was
this summer
what?
before 8th grade.
Yeah, 13, 14,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
And that was a very
And
aha kind of situation. We
well,
had no clue.
it was an aha moment to you, but I seen the writing on
Well,
the
no, I
wall.
saw it coming, but I didn't see it coming the way it did.
No.
Like, I didn't see a full conversation that day with his dad multiple times about school supplies, buying them and doing all this, and then him to move out that night, and it had already been planned. Like,
Yeah.
it happened really negatively,
It was kind of discussed with him and his dad and
that family rather than
that whole
us.
side of his family instead of a discussion with us,
Yeah, it was never discussed as parents.
and it was really us getting
Blindsided.
blindsided by his dad.
But the funny thing about it is had it been an actual conversation, we would've let him go.
Yeah,
Like, it
I
was
mean
unnecessary.
we had already
We had already known he was gonna wanna move out. We
we
have
had
5
known
kids.
we have 5 kids. We're blended.
It's a
And
lot of
Colton
chaos.
back then, Colton and I didn't always see eye to eye, and he didn't agree with. Really, I was the enemy, in his eyes at that time because I wasn't his dad,
Well, I mean,
and
that's how he felt.
trying to. He, I, in a sense, he was thinking that I was trying to take his dad's place when I wasn't.
I mean, that's how we felt about the situation. We can't guarantee to say that that's how
No,
he
and
felt,
that's not
but
that.
that's how it looked to us.
That's it. Yeah,
That's how we perceived the whole
he always held his dad to a higher standard than he would ever look at me. And it got to a point where
There was a lot of butting of heads because of it.
there was not only that, but um, I stopped trying.
Yeah.
I I don't know. I just felt like it was a waste of time, and I shouldn't have. I felt like I was just um wish I, it was like I was sowing seed in a dead field,
Yeah.
like a barren field. Instead of praying about it and nurturing it and doing everything I should have been doing to give it life, I
Threw in the towel.
basically threw in the towel and just decided, well, he's gonna move out anyways. He's not gonna live with us. Um, that's very plain and clear. Um, I'll just whatever I say is not gonna mean anything to him. He's not gonna listen to me,
But
kind
in
of deal.
actuality, it really did.
But
But
in actuality, now having a conversation with him,
the
he
respects you and values your
he
opinion.
respected me and values everything that I tell him. And I mean,
He just couldn't hear it then.
he couldn't hear it then because his dad hung the moon.
Yeah. I mean, he was like 12, 13-year-old boy.
Yeah,
And I mean, rightfully so, he thought his dad was the world.
yeah.
And it's not that he doesn't now, it's just that he's older and more mature and doesn't see it as having to choose or a
It, well,
competition or anything like that.
well, not only that, he doesn't. He sees that I wasn't necessarily trying to take his dad's place,
That's what
but
I
I
mean
was
by
trying to.
competition.
Yeah, I was trying to give him another point of view,
Yeah. And
and
sometimes your point of view
that's
was a little less fun.
yeah, and I'm very blunt,
And it's
and
about tone, I guess.
I don't sugarcoat anything, and
Mean it ill will. He
I
doesn't
don't
mean
mean
anything
no, I
by
don't
it.
mean anything ill will or anything like that, but I'm just very dry and blunt.
Yeah.
Like I'll tell you exactly how it is, and
He doesn't.
I'll
Yeah.
say it with the straightest face and not
Sometimes I don't know if he's being serious or if he's being a jerk, and then I'm like, "Hey, you kinda sound like a jerk," and he was like, "I did not mean that way.
mm-mm,
That is not what I meant at all."
no.
But we're learning that. But, yeah, so that was the situation with Colton, but now we have a relationship with him, but as parents, we had to step back and while I had custody and while I had the right to say no, at what cost?
Yeah.
We could have forced him to stay, but he would have had
He would have resented us.
and he wouldn't have been open to anything we had to
He would have resented us, and I'm very fearful that we probably would have ended up in court.
and we would have probably I don't think we would have lost him. Like, I think we would have won,
Oh yeah.
given his dad's job, he was out of town a lot, and, I mean, we would have won, but
At
would
what cost?
at what cost?
Yeah.
Um, he's Colton's a good kid, he's a smart kid, and we just kinda had to give that one to God and
We
pray about it on
yeah,
blood.
we really had to step back and let it go.
And
Like we had
not
to
him, not our relationship with him, but let God take control of it and let him live where he was most comfortable.
yeah. Mind you, this was he's 12, 13 years old at this
And
time,
he's
and
17
now he's
now.
17.
Yeah.
Um, he came back and lived with us. Not I don't even
He
Wasn't
didn't
even
really
really
live with
lived with us.
us
He was just kind of stayed with us
a lot
a
last
lot
year.
last year. Um, when when we first moved into the house here, he kind of stayed with us quite often,
Mhm.
and then like he was here every other week or so. I
Yeah.
mean, he had a bed here and had his own little space and everything, and like was trying to come back to school here, and then
Decided to be
decided,
homeschooled and go on the road with his dad.
yeah, decided that he was going to be homeschooled, go on the road with his dad, and then I guess decided against that because it was too much because he was trying to work and do homeschool at the same time, and decided that he was going to go back to school,
And
but he went
graduate with
back to
his girlfriend.
school, back to school in Grandview, um, where he was living with his dad, just because.
He's happier there. He doesn't like Rio.
Well, I mean,
And it's not that he doesn't like the people. He just he was more
it's
comfortable in
it's where
Grandview.
he's spent the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, He came to Rio for that little time, but he was only here for like maybe a semester,
Mhm.
and then he got pulled to go into homeschooling, and then went on the road with his dad, and then I don't know what happened there, and then came back and went back
He
to
realized
school.
he was not a fan of being on the road.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. So,
but no, that was just a so basically what the I guess take from that whole
well,
situation is if you're in a situation where your child's safe at the other house, it's okay to give it to God because fighting that fight, you may win in court, but at what cost?
yeah,
I would not trade my relationship with my son for anything, and I don't think we would have the relationship we have now had we forced him to stay.
no,
I
and
think he
then
would have rebelled hard.
on the flip side of that, if we ever felt like he was going to be in any kind of danger, like major life threatening, we would have
We would have fought. We
definitely
would have pulled
fought
back.
a little bit harder and
Yeah. I mean,
done what
there's
we
not
needed to do.
always we don't always agree with the parenting style or the day-to-day living at any of the other parents.
Mm-mm.
Like, we just don't.
No,
But
they have a like each of our my ex, like we all have different standpoints and different views,
on different things, it's not
on
on
everything,
all.
on everything. It's everything.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's a lot.
Like it's a completely different night and day difference. So it's a shell shock to each of the kids whenever they go back and forth.
Yeah, to an extent, I think it is, but I think it's it's healthy to a certain point to see
The different aspects
the
of the world, you know.
options, and we really try, especially, like, with Caden, we really try to because we have Caden 50-50,
Yeah.
Friday to Friday. Um,
Well, we're gonna get there.
well, I know, but, like, with him, the 50-50 with him, it's not I don't feel like it's shell shock near as much as he
No,
gets.
he's
We're
kind
really good
of,
at explaining why we have these rules, what these rules will benefit in the future, not just because I said so.
yeah.
I think that was something important that we had to implement because at first we didn't, but when we started kind of breaking it down and saying, "Hey, this is why we do this. I know it's different at your mom's house, but this is why we do this." It
Hmm.
helped. So, but back to the next child of mine,
Yeah, Maddie.
Miss Maddie. Um, I have custody, which I have custody of Colton too,
Yeah,
but I have primary custody of her. Um, she's with me all the time.
all the time.
Her dad is out of town a lot, so she goes and visits when he's in town. Um, but she's here majority of the time.
Yeah,
And
even like so with Colton and Maddie's dad, you have standard custody, which is
um
you have primary,
with
and then
first,
he
third,
gets,
fifth, every other holiday.
yeah.
But we never really did first, third, fifth. We just kind of
No,
did
we kind
every
of did
other.
every other weekend, especially whenever we were dating and everything,
It's
and
just
we just
easier
tried to line it up with like mine and your weekends
matching
matching.
because we didn't want for our kids to not be able to go on events together and do things together. It
Yeah, we
was
didn't
really
want our
important for
kids.
us to be able to
It was
have the
really,
same Christmas, have the same
yeah, it was
holidays,
really important for us to blend our family rather than like this weekend I have my kids, this weekend you have your kids
and we've
kind of
never
deal.
really this is the only setting we've ever really talked about mine and yours.
Yeah.
Like, they're our kids. I don't
No, the word step isn't
And I'm not
part of
like
our
now,
vocabulary.
if I say "get your kid," it's probably referring to Cal, and he's really both of ours, because if I'm like, "Get your kid," that means he did something. But, like or "Get your daughter," she
Yeah.
did something. They're his when they're bad.
No. No. No.
But, I mean
Um,
but Maddie's always been pretty easy for us. We haven't really had a whole lot of issues with her.
the only time that we have any kind of issues is whenever she is wanting to go to her dad's, but she can't because he's not there.
Yeah, and that's not anything that's in our control.
No.
Um, we There have been times that he's been out of town multiple months at a time, and it's been pretty hard on her, but we just kinda love her through it.
Yeah.
She talks to him every night, she gets to FaceTime him, and we try to be more lenient on phone times and privileges just because time changes, stuff like that, it's not always easy,
Mhm.
but
But also
and on vacation times, like, if it's my weekend and he's been gone for 3 months, I'm not gonna make her wait till his weekend. I'm just gonna let her
well,
go for a
that's
day
where I
or
was
2.
going, but not necessarily like on our vacations.
Not on our vacation. I mean, our custody time, our
Like
visitation is
whenever
what
it's
I meant.
been, yeah, whenever it's been like a long period of time that she hasn't gone over there, we make a compromise of, okay, he's in town this weekend. It's supposed to be our weekend, but let's let her
Unless we have
go for at least
plans.
a day or so.
Like, if we have plans, we don't cancel our plans
No.
because and I know that may sound mean to some people, but we plan our we plan our events and things we do around our custody, and some people don't do that, and we found
No.
that with co-parenting. Um, we don't plan birthday parties on even if our kid's birthday is the 8th and we don't get to have the birthday party till the 14th, we just don't have it till the 14th
Yeah.
because we don't that's
Like
actually the dates of the last birthday party for the record.
we try to plan
According because
accordingly to where, like, if it's
even
something for any of the kids or either of us, we try to plan it to where we have our kids.
even if it's a vacation, like, we plan all of our vacations, we don't not take somebody. Now, we went to Galveston one time without Caden, but that's because it was a cheer competition,
That was
and it
yeah,
wasn't really a
that was
vacation.
not a vacation. That was a
And, I mean, I'll go to my mom's, but that's not really a vacation, that's just me going to see my mom, and sometimes she lives in New Mexico, so it's not always easy to make that journey
with 5
with
kids.
5 kids, and not that taking one less really makes a difference, but sometimes it's too hard to coordinate based off of what the kids have going on or whatever.
Yeah, there's been several times where we have told the other parent no
Yeah,
because
we have
we
plans.
have plans, like especially around Christmas time. If it's our Christmas or something, there's been several times that my son's mom has asked if she can get him
Christmas Eve or
Christmas
whatever,
Eve or a day early or something from what she's supposed to,
and we say no.
just because her family or her mom's family or somebody is doing theirs a different day or so, and we have to tell her no because we have plans.
But on the flip side of that, there was a year that we had Christmas morning, and it was, like, 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Well, no, so this year is our Christmas, so it was the year before last, and you were working Christmas Day,
Mhm.
and so I actually let her have him Christmas morning
Yeah.
so that he could open up presents with his brother, and it wasn't I mean, I felt like that
We
was
we
okay
make
in that situation.
we make compromises when we can, but we don't always, like,
We don't
bend
always.
we don't bend to their will.
Mm-mm. But I mean, if it works out for us and it's something we can offer,
Mhm.
then I don't mind offering it. But I won't be put in the position to be taken advantage of.
No, because
It
there
happens.
was times where we were getting taken advantage of because we were
Bending and
bending
then
and not necessarily bending, but, like, we would give them extra time or extra days or whatever,
and when we
but
wanted it, we
but
couldn't have it.
yeah, but when we wanted it, they weren't
Willing to.
reciprocating.
Yeah. Or there were stipulations to it and I just don't do that. So, I mean, we tend to stick very strongly toward custody, though,
Mhm.
uncertain. I mean, not really uncertain. I mean, we don't
Well, like, on the major parts of it.
yeah. Um, we'll bend a little bit and be like, we'll trade a day for a day, but very rarely and only for extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
Like, we just
And,
traded a day recently with Caden to take
obviously,
him
if
to a
it's
wrestling match, and it was her time,
yeah.
but,
But, I
I mean, really, I don't even
it's
think we traded, we just asked if he could go.
we asked if he could go, and, I mean, worst case scenario, she said no.
Yeah.
But, um, if it ever came up to where she was like, "Hey, can I get him for this or whatever because y'all took him for that?"
We'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah,
As
sure.
long as we don't already have plans set in stone.
Yeah.
Um, and then with that also being said though, um, there have been times that we're like,
Mm.
I'm trying to what?
No, I was yawning.
Oh.
I was
There
yawning.
have been, like, situations where we I'm trying to think of where I was going with this. My brain's not braining.
I don't know. I do not know.
I don't remember. I completely lost it.
You were saying something about trading days?
Yeah, but we'd trade no, like, we would trade days, but I was gonna say something about a situation that we had. Um,
Something about as long as we don't have plan. Yeah.
well, no, it was something that we've actually faced, like, where we didn't have oh, I know where I was going with it. Okay, so when we don't have plans, we if, like, they're asked okay, rewind. So, if the parent has ever asked for the kid during our time, if we have plans, we give an option and let the kid know what the options are. Like, I've done it with Caden where
Oh, yeah.
it was a cousin's birthday party or something that he was invited to and he wanted to go to, and we had plans that same day, so I was like, "Hey, these are our plans, so you're aware we're not canceling our plans with the rest of the kids, but if you would rather go do that, that's fine." And
Mhm.
we've given him the option, and there's times that he's went and there's times that he hasn't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure the time I'm thinking of, he was like, "No, I'd really rather go with y'all." 'Cause I think we were going to Alley Cats or we had a big
Like,
thing
we had
planned,
something planned that we had been planning all week,
and they knew about
and
it,
the kids knew about it,
but
and
Caden
then
hadn't been here
yeah,
too.
and
No.
then I think it was
You took off for something to go do was it the Cidercade?
no, it was when we went to Alley Cats because
Yeah,
we took just, Maddie and Caden.
that's right, we had and
We had a
that's why we
sitter
couldn't
for
trade it because why why we gave him the option.
yeah, because we were like, "Hey, this is what we got planned. This is what we've been planning."
We
Like,
have the boys taken care of, it's just you.
we have a
Yeah,
babysitter, and then, like, so if you wanna go,
that's fine.
that's fine, but we're gonna take
We're
Maddie.
still taking
We're still
Maddie.
taking
Yeah,
Maddie to do this.
yeah. So, I mean, there's been situations like that that have came up that we just kind of address them as they come.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing I do have to say is most important is you have to stand firm on your visitation because it's your time.
Yeah.
You can't while we do 50-50 custody with Hayden, we have the rest of them most of the time. But really all the time. But
We try to give Cal away.
nobody takes him.
Nobody takes him.
He actually won't go. It's not that nobody would take him, it's that he's not gonna stay.
No.
He really likes his mama.
He tries to stay with his Gmail from time to time,
Yeah.
but,
That just
as soon
depends
as
on if
we're
she's
like,
got
"Okay,
him.
bye, see you later,"
He's like, "Wait."
he's like, "Wait, I'm leaving."
But, but no, your visitation's your visitation. It's your time. Um, and it's really hard to give it up, especially, like, with you, you work and you don't come home till late.
Yeah.
And so you may have been gone all week, but that weekend, you're
Yeah, when it's
sometimes
weekend
only off
time,
Saturday or Sunday,
yeah.
so to give up that day is very hard for us. But so then we get to Mr. Hayden. Um, he's kind of been our most challenging to
Deal
co-parent.
with.
I think we've had the most I don't wanna say issues, and it's not him. I
No, it's
mean,
not
it's not
him.
necessarily a him thing, it's not anything bad about him. It's just our views from household to household are very, very
Well,
different.
there was like from the beginning,
It's always been a thing.
there has always been something
Tension,
because the way we met was actually through my son's mom
sort of,
and
yeah. It's
and
a very Jerry Springer situation, we're not gonna discuss it.
a
But,
relationship prior to me and her getting back together,
yeah,
which is
I mean, I guess we can discuss it, it's not like a huge
Jesus.
it's
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 kind of a
weird. Okay, so it's
it's
weird,
a
okay?
very weird love triangle thing.
So, my son Grayson, his dad, biological father, um, cheated on me with Caden's mom when
Yeah.
him and Mike
When
when her and Mike were separated
yeah.
during a time, he cheated on me with her, and so that's how I met her. Where were we at?
And we're back. Um you were talking about Marcus and Steph.
Yeah, so that's how that situation started. Well, I'm like
Well,
an
hold on.
overly nice
Hold on.
person,
Hold on. Back up even further than that.
and before I started dating
No,
Marcus,
no,
Mike
no, no,
asked
no,
me out,
no,
and I
no,
said
no, no.
no.
Before even that, like back when I was in middle school, um, I one of my good friends
It was Marcus's older
was
brother.
Marcus's older brother, Joey.
Mhm. Yeah,
We went to middle school together, and like I
long
left
time
a
ago.
long time ago, in Cleburne. Went to school together. I left Cleburne, came back to um, Blum, I guess it was,
Mhm.
and just basically lost contact with everybody. Didn't see him again. And then I guess me and Steph had started talking again and kind of working through some things. And she brought up Marcus's name and his last name. And I was like, I know that name.
An older brother.
And I didn't put two and two together until I met his mom. And I was like, I know you.
I used to stay the night trap.
Yeah. Well, I didn't ever go over to his house, but I was friends with her son.
Yeah.
So I've seen her. Um, but anyways, yeah. So
So, like, it's just there's just a lot of history there, and so that situation itself already made it pretty hard to co-parent. Um, and then we got together very quickly
well,
after.
so you were
Okay, and okay, so we're gonna rewind because
so
this
when
is
I
gonna be
when
the
I
doormat scene of my life. So after all this situation happened, Marcus cheated, blah blah blah. From there, I didn't really like her. Okay, we're just gonna be honest. And then from that though, there was a really bad storm that came through, and when the storm came through, it swept her off the road like she was pretty much in a tornado, is
well,
realistically
you're
what it
you're
was.
you're jumping ahead.
I'm jumping way ahead because the rest is details that we don't need to hash out on.
Well, hold on. I was just gonna add this little tidbit.
Oh.
Whenever I say that she ditched me for
Oh my god, here we
she
go.
ditched me for somebody else, it was her ditching me for Marcus.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to my story. Um, so
So
oh my
after she turned me down and everything, I actually ended up getting back with my son's mom stuff.
yeah.
and dated we dated for a little bit, got a
You said a
house
year and a half?
together in, Grandview, I guess it was, and then this is where
Yeah. So, they were together and living in Grandview. Well, I am an overly stupidly nice person, and Steph had a wreck, is what we're gonna call it. She
she was swept off the road by a flood.
by a flood, yeah, and ended up in a tree, literally. The flood took her pants, like, it was bad.
Yeah, she was on her way home from
Work
work. She was working at a nursing home. Um, didn't realize the road was as flooded as it was,
and it just swept her
and
off.
it just swept her off.
So, when that happened, Marcus actually left the house because I was with Marcus at the time we got back together. Um,
Where were y'all
Marcus
living at this time?
Ria.
Okay.
Um, House on Tower Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Marcus actually left the house and went and picked her up, and he was the first one there and found her. And it was him and his mom. And then after that happened, for some reason I made dinner and took spaghetti over there
Over where?
to your house.
I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
I did. Definitely did. Um, I think at this point, were you in overnights then?
No, I don't think so.
No, well, you weren't home
No,
that night.
because I was home.
No.
I was
Well,
home
I
because
took
it was just me
that.
and the boys.
Okay, so that week,
Like, cause I remember the storm was so bad that we were hunkering down, um, in the middle of the house
yeah,
underneath the couches.
yeah. So anyway, I took food over there one night after it happened, and I had taken her wallet because I picked it up out of her car, and
Yeah.
it had a fish in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, so I did that. Well, then after the accident, she ended up losing her job at the nursing home, and
Mhm.
I worked for AT&T, and I got her a job with me at AT&T.
Yeah.
So, and then we kind of became friends. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't a whole lot of trust there, but we kind of built a really weird
Y'all were
situationship friendship.
y'all were friends enough to where you were sleeping on my couch after you lost your house.
Okay, I was homeless. That's different. But anyway, that's a different story for a different day. Um, so we kind of just had like a really awkward relationship with her from that point. Um, I was actually everything was kind of fine with us, and we didn't really have a whole lot of issues. Weren't close. We didn't talk every day. It wasn't like that, but like we could tolerate each other at that point.
Yeah.
Well, then when her and Mike split and me and Mark split, it was actually at a bar we ran into each other. And
Was it?
yes, because Mark asked you to dance, and it was so weird. And he was like, "Come on, Mike, come dance with me." And you're like, "Nah, you can have her," and handed him stuff. And then we ended up dancing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. And
Because you were
we had all broken up, but we
we
were
were
all
all
still
split.
living in the same houses.
No.
You and Steph were still
Mm-mm.
living in the same house, and me and
Mm-mm. Because when we split up, I kicked her out.
she was she was still staying there.
She was still there from time to time, but she was not living there.
Oh,
She was living with her dad.
oh. Well, she still stayed over there. I don't know if it was convenience for the boys or whatever it was,
I
but
I don't
anyway.
remember, but I remember specifically she was not living with me. She was just there. She like
He didn't tell her to leave after the first time he told her to leave, is pretty much what it was.
yeah.
He told her to leave, and then she came back, and he just didn't say it again. He just kinda lived the single life because that's what he was.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But we had both ended our relationships. Um, and then when we met, there was a lot of hostility, and somehow it turned to people saying that we were in a
We
spite
were
relationship.
well, not only that, they were there was the spite relationship, and then there was people saying that we were secretly seeing each other beforehand,
Yeah, and that wasn't the
and
case
that wasn't the
because
case at all.
I started talking him to by fluke from Melissa,
Yeah,
and so, like, it was just a weird, weird situation, but all the history and all the background like, that made the co-parenting relationship when we started dating even
yeah,
worse
it made
because
it.
was like everybody would tell me, "Oh, don't get too comfortable because 'cause they're gonna get back together, they're meant to be together," and that didn't happen, and so, because like we talked about in the last podcast, we weren't together long before we got engaged,
Mm-mm.
and so the moment we got engaged, it was like everybody sending her our engagement and stuff like that, and then her posting some big ol' post on Facebook about how she's okay with it, and it was just kind of a weird situation. I don't
Yeah,
even know how to put it to say it
but
any different.
like you ask, any of her um friends or family or anything like that, what she's communicated to them is basically that I was cheating on her with you like the whole time.
Which actually wasn't the case because even realistically, we were not actually together until September. Like, nothing had
Yeah,
happened.
and me and
Like, we
me and
hadn't
her had
had any intimacy at all
we
until
me
September.
and me and her had split in
July.
June. Mm,
I thought it was July because it was right after your mom came down and y'all went to Legoland, right before Caden's birthday. Because we were just friends
yeah,
on
but
Caden's birthday when you invited me.
I thought it was
It might have been June,
it might
July,
I'm
I don't
pretty sure it was
remember.
June.
Anyway,
It was the end of June because it was like June 26th.
yeah, and so and I stayed with Marcus, like, I wasn't with Marcus, which if we really break it down in context, I was in a relationship with Marcus, he wasn't in a relationship with me. That's just pretty much
Yeah,
how
it
that
was
went.
very
I was
one-sided.
very faithful, and he was very not.
He
And
was a
so
he was a situationship.
yeah, so, like, we weren't I think the only time we were actually officially technically together was July 7th through October of 2014.
Mm.
So, yeah. Anyway, we just kind of lived together and cohabited because, yeah, that's just the way that works.
Y'all were roommates.
Yeah, pretty much. That shared a room,
Yeah.
but
Um,
that's neither here nor there. But with
so
that being
with
said,
that,
though,
all of that baggage, basically,
yes, chaos, literal.
that really put a burden on the co-parenting with not only Caden, but with Grayson as well.
Yeah. And so,
Um, Caden, I mean, I have when me and when we first had Caden, we had split up like a month after he was born for like very briefly. Um, and then got back together, and then it was really got back together out of convenience because I think
you
I
get
was
your
living at her dad's or her stepmom's or something. Well, it was a weird ordeal,
I mean,
but
that yeah.
um, and then we were together until Caden was, oh man,
Could have been more than
maybe
2.
he wasn't even a, I don't know how old is Kenyon? He's
12.
18 months younger than Caden,
Yeah.
so Caden had to have been maybe a year.
Yeah, I was gonna say he couldn't have been very old because him and
Um,
Canyon aren't very far apart, and math ain't mathin'.
and so the entire time we were kind of like together but not together.
Like,
Like
faithful, but
no, not even.
oh,
We were like living together and
situation shipping.
such, yeah. I mean, it was the same concept, like, but we were both like kind of doing our own thing.
Yeah,
She would go hang out, like have a night. I would have a night, and kind of we take turns, like
yeah.
who's with Caden or whatever. Um, and then I don't know. Finally, I just was like, well, I feel kind of wrong living here and doing this, so let's try and make it work or whatever. And that's whenever she decided that, like, I was gonna, instead of going out and hanging out with my friends or whatever for my night out or whatever, I told her like, hey, let's get a sitter and let's us go do something. And instead, um, she chose to go out with her stepmom, and
Is it the night Tanya took all the pictures?
yeah, she went out with her stepmom and hung out with this dude that she had met through her stepmom, and basically chose him over me. And um, my aunt actually seen her at the bar, took a whole lot of pictures of her all
In
over,
her face, like,
like
not
all over.
discreetly.
Yeah, not discreetly or anything, but like took pictures of her all over this dude at the bar. And mind you, we weren't together technically,
Yeah,
so it wasn't like
she was cheating. It was
it wasn't.
just
Yeah, it wasn't like she was cheating or anything, but
confirmation
it
that
was
he
the
needed, I
fact
guess.
that she chose that over like us trying to
Yeah.
make it work. And hindsight 2020, I can't really falter because we were both doing our own things, and it was, I don't know, it was one of those deals
I
where
don't
I
know,
was,
and you weren't the you are now.
no,
Like, the guy you
no,
were back then, like, me and her used to joke when we first got together. I mean, she kept saying, you remember that song, "I got the boy, she got the man"?
hmm,
And that's basically what she told me. She was like, "I got the boy, you got the man." Like, I got the grown-up version, the mature,
yeah,
I got
because
the version of
I
you
was a,
that's
I was a big time bruh.
we weren't the we wouldn't have made it back then because
No,
I wouldn't
mm-mm.
have like, no,
No,
absolutely not.
I was definitely doing some things that I shouldn't have been doing. Um, but whenever I tried to repent and
Make it right, it
make it
kind of was
right,
like a slap
it
in your
just kind
face.
of blew up in my face. So that was just kind of like the nail in the coffin of, okay, well, if you're not gonna let it, you know, be and try and work it out now, then I'm gonna find somewhere else to basically live. Um, I'm moving out, and
That's when you went to your parents or
I went and lived with my dad, my parents. Um, and even then, I want to say that I took Caden.
yeah,
I took Caden with me, and
because that's when you and your parents had a falling out,
yeah,
and
I
then you
went and
ended up
took
here.
Caden with me, and basically Caden was living with me and would go with her like every other weekend.
Yeah.
Like I was taking him to my cousin's house to babysit him while I went to work,
Mm.
and then went and picked him up after. And I don't know, we did that for a couple of years till he was like,
I wasn't there.
well, I'm trying to think.
Oh, I
I
was
think he
like,
was like, because we split up in 2016.
but you got back together when she had Canyon, so it couldn't have been but less than a year.
Well, it was 2000.
You guys got back together in 15
Yeah, so it was
because you were together when
2015
I was with Mark.
because it so we were separated, and I had custody of Caden. And well,
Well, not like legitimate paper
no.
custody.
So I lived with my dad with Caden until 2012, because in 2012 is when I went to uh, San Angelo and
Mhm.
worked over there in the oil field, and then we lived together then. Um, and then we came back. I lived with her for a little bit, then moved back in with my parents. It was like 2014, I guess. I was living with my parents, and then 15 we got back together after you turned me down. Um, so 2015 we got back together,
And
and
then
then we split
split in
again in
like June or
2016.
July of 16.
Yeah.
And then that's when we started dating in September. But all that to say, all that baggage, all that history, all that brought into the next 2 co-parenting relationships
Yeah.
made it very hard with Steph and Marcus,
hmm
which I
Because
already didn't I had I was predisposed to not like her.
hmm
So my trust for her was already an issue. And then it honestly kind of became like a problem to an extent. Was that necessary? Until
sorry.
but
Yeah, it was there was a lot of hatred
a
there.
lot.
Um
Um
and
there were things said when we first got together that should have never been like from my perspective there's things she said that you don't you just don't say. Like
yeah.
I don't need to know some of this information nor do I want to. And then there were things said to you that were a problem. And then we just kind of had some back and forth co-parenting issues
Mhm.
with her. And it wasn't all her, some of it was him. Like it was just not to be like, "Oh my god, she's a monster," but like
Oh yeah.
he played his part too, and I'm sure I played mine. But it up until the past probably year, it was really difficult.
Well, it still is.
Eh, It is, but I finally grew a backbone and I don't waver on certain things. I don't for a long time I would have conversations and try to have some form of friendship
Mhm.
and have like a facade that our co-parenting was this picture perfect thing and nobody knew that we didn't really get along. But it finally got to a point where I was sacrificing a lot of my peace to make sure she had hers.
Yeah.
And I kind of gave up on that. And it's not because I was sacrificing things and I was doing things that made it really difficult for me.
Well,
Like I made my life
not
harder.
only for just for you, but I feel like it was driving a wedge between us and certain things.
Yeah. And I mean, like my best advice is 9 times out of 10 you can't be friends with the person
No,
you're
and
co-parenting with because there has to be a healthy boundary between them and your spouse.
no. Let's rephrase that. 9 times out of 10 you cannot be friends with your um co-parent unless there is a godly foundation on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see that's sort
Because
of our problems because
because I feel like if all because I mean for a little bit there Marcus was in the church and he was going to church and he was getting the help that like needed and wanted and was walking the straight and narrow and he was great.
yeah, but if your views aren't and it's not even I mean, yes, you have to have godly values, but like with that being said, I mean, it's a little more than that too. You both have to be pretty close knit on those godly values. You can't have like
Mm,
With Steph, we raise completely different households.
yeah.
Our household versus her household are 2 totally different households.
Mhm.
Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Our values, our morals, everything are completely flawed.
Mhm.
And the only reason I know that for a fact is because we've talked about it in counseling. Like, we go to family counseling with Kaden because there was a time where, from her
He
standpoint, she was saying that he didn't wanna come here, but
Mhm.
then he would tell us something different, and it was very manipulated, and I don't know if it was him manipulating or her manipulating or both of them, or, like, it was just a very
Well, not only that, it
uncomfortable
was
situation
not only that, but he wouldn't communicate his feelings
at
in
all.
at all.
And a lot of his issues that he had were the difference in rules, and when it was explained, he was okay.
Mhm.
He just didn't understand why he had to do one thing at one place and not the other,
And he was only
and
getting one side of the
story.
story.
And so he would talk to her about issues that he had at our house, and she would try to tell him, "Well, that's your dad's rules," or whatever, and that was absolute chaos. So, I honestly can say, you can't justify any actions from the other parent's house.
No.
You can't. And
No, and
they can't justify your house.
it's not
It's
our job to try and explain why
somebody else
somebody else
does.
does something at their house rather than the way we do it at ours.
I
We can
can tell
just
you why we do it at ours, and I can tell you the reason behind it and how
Mhm.
it's gonna benefit you in the future, and we can pray about it, but I can't.
I can't justify why
Yeah.
this goes on over there.
And so, we have that, and I mean, there's more to that whole dynamic that makes this even harder, and it's an even bigger wedge, and it's something that's played a very huge, huge, huge role in our co-parenting, and that is all things Canyon.
Mhm.
And it's not against Canyon, we love Canyon, don't get us wrong, that's Caden's brother.
No, yeah.
But that whole situation has made it even harder because there were times that, like, with trading, we couldn't trade unless we she wouldn't trade unless we
She would withhold
stayed
Caden.
in if we didn't take Canyon.
Mhm.
And I guess to put a small amount of context in this, not to get too deep, because I don't wanna talk about a child that doesn't belong to us.
Mm.
I just don't feel like that's 100% appropriate. But if we bring up Canyon, Canyon is Caden's brother that's actually from the man that you were talking about in your story that
Mhm.
she chose or whatever. Um, he's not Mike's kid biologically. Canyon's not your child biologically? But he well, let me finish. Here's my but he does not know that. We have expressed how we feel about the situation, and it's not out of lack of love. Um, but she doesn't feel that he needs to know. But we don't take him, we don't have custody. He came over for the first time in probably 2 years. It's been at least a
He's came
year,
over here before.
not and stayed the night. That's the first 2 weeks
Well,
ago was
yeah.
the first time he has stayed the night in this house, and we've been here a year.
Mhm.
So he hasn't really stayed the night with us in almost 2 years. I mean, there was a time we had him 50-50.
Yeah.
Like,
When we first got together, I had him 50-50.
yeah, and then when we first got married, he was in our wedding, like, we had him 50-50 up until probably he was probably 7 or 8.
Um, yeah, I guess whenever he started
Like, the
having
first
his
2
issues
years,
or
yeah.
whatever.
The first 2 years, 3 years of our relationship, we had him 50-50. He was at Christmas, he was in family photos, he was at all the things.
Mhm.
But not to get into
It got to the point where she was wanting me to play the role, but not
have the say.
have the say.
And from our perspective, we believe very differently when it comes to certain things
Mhm.
as far as, ADHD or any diagnosis like that. We just believe very differently, and we can't fulfill a role as a parent and not have a say in that.
Mhm.
And it's not to say the way she handled it was wrong, that was her choice, that was how she wanted to handle it, but that was not something that we agreed with where we're comfortable with. So
Mhm.
from that point, we had to kinda step back
Yeah.
because we firmly believe not saying something's the same thing as saying something, and walking alongside it and participating in it, not agreeing with it, uh, we couldn't bend our morals for it,
Mm-mm.
and we value the things we value for a reason. It's actually intensified over time, and I've gotten a little more crunchy,
Yeah.
but I feel the way I do for a reason, and anybody that knows our son, who is
A handful.
yes, we don't he's not diagnosed or labeled, but he's treated as if he is in a holistic manner, if that makes sense. Like, treated medically, not does that make sense? Like, he doesn't we don't have documentation labels saying he's ADHD, autistic, whatever the heck his diagnosis is, because we just didn't put that label on him.
No.
But he has symptoms of all of that, but we don't it doesn't make a
We
difference. He is him.
yeah, no, but we to go even further, we went as far as changing his pediatrician to someone that was more aligned with instead of just giving
Slapping a
it
pill on
slapping a
him,
pill and like
making him
slapping a label on him and just making him somebody that he's not.
yeah,
We changed to somebody that would align more with the way we wanted to view things,
and
which
love him
is
for who he is.
let's find out what's causing
Yeah.
some of these issues. And it was actually kind of neat to
It was
kind of
such an interesting thing.
dive into that. So we basically went the holistic route to where diving into his genes
His
and
DNA, yeah.
DNA.
We had it broke down and basically it tells us the malformations in his DNA and what those malformations cause
Hmm.
and how to repair them with diet. He actually part of his, regimen that he's supposed to do is he's supposed to be outside barefoot 30 minutes a day. And I know it sounds stupid, but it helps.
Hmm.
He we limited screen time. We took out gluten, dairy, and dye, and he's actually a happier kid for it. It was hard at
Well, not
first,
only
but
that, but
now he
he's
won't even like he'll get mad if you try to give it to him. He'll tell you no
yeah,
on certain things. He's like, "No, I would
and
rather not," because he can identify that it makes him feel bad.
but like looking at him even like 6 months ago compared to what he is now, it's night and day.
It is, and so that's why we say we kinda had to step away because she did choose the opposite route with hers,
Hmm.
and he does take medicine, and he's had to go through some challenges that he may have had to go through anyway, but we wanted to take a different route first,
Yeah.
and that's that's just a choice that we would have liked to have had,
Hmm.
but, with that being said, it's a hard situation for us with that, um, because we love Canyon.
Yeah.
It was never It was never a question of love.
No.
So,
No,
um,
and
it was
like you
just a
say,
difference of opinion. And so that's why we say co-parenting with a household that doesn't
yeah,
align
it's
belief-wise.
very
It's hard.
very hard.
Um,
Um,
because certain spiritual beliefs that we have actually is something we deal with at multiple houses, like,
mhm.
our views on marriage, our views on
Our
waiting for
views on
marriage,
yeah, our views
like
on marriage, waiting for marriage, divorce. Um,
same-sex marriage. Like,
yeah,
it's very different for the houses, so navigating that with our beliefs have been
or
hard, man.
um, the what is it? What am I trying to say here? Like what people identify as.
Transgender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying,
Pronouns,
yeah, pronouns
stuff
and
like that. We have our views and our values because of our faith, and that's not to say that we can't be around somebody that doesn't believe the same as we do,
yeah,
and so
and
on and
then
so
that.
forth. But we explain our views to our children and why we have our views the way we do,
Hmm.
and we allow them to make that choice how they believe. Um, and we don't shove it in their face or anything, but we don't sideline our morals to accommodate the other parents.
No.
And so that's why I say we parallel parent, we don't co-parent.
Yeah.
We have our household, they have their household, and we're going in the same-ish direction,
Eh.
which is not always easy. But being blended has just really been challenging.
Mm. You can say that
I
again.
mean, and then Grayson, his and this isn't something I haven't said to him, so I'm not like bashing him publicly, but his dad is not there.
Yeah, I've raised Grayson from the time that he was 6 months old,
Yeah.
and that was from the time that we got together. Um,
His first words were dada to him.
yeah.
Like, it's just the way it is. And there's been times that Marcus has had his head on straight and has tried,
Hmm.
but consistency is not something that's been there.
Hmm.
And this past year we pretty much got to a point where um regardless of court order, we Grayson's emotional well-being is what matters.
Hmm.
And when you have a child who's asking for somebody that's not there, or not understanding why somebody's there for one and not the other, or
Yeah, because
he
mind
like
you,
just got to know his brother.
since we've been together, Marcus has had two other kids and a stepkid.
Yeah. And he
Um,
has been in a handful of relationships, a
yeah,
marriage
a marriage. Yeah.
that's he's been married and divorced.
Hmm.
And I don't know the relationship. I don't know the ins and outs. So I don't really have a say in why or how or whatever.
But
But the stability of that life is not something I want for my child.
mm-mm.
And at the end of the day, I'm not saying hold your kid from their other parent, but for us in the situation we're in the season we're in, it's something that we've kind of had to do. Um, like there have been things that have happened that I have documented and I have done the right way in case anything ever comes back. But like Grayson hasn't seen his dad since February.
Hmm.
Like
And that's not by like by us withholding him or anything. That's
he went two
he.
months without even calling.
Yeah, he has went that long without even attempting to see him.
And so when there's that much gappage, knowing that he has 50-50 custody of his son and stepdaughter, not even his child, and he's consistent with them, it's to a point where I'm no longer comfortable with it because it's not from my perspective, it doesn't look like it's a problem with him. It looks like he views a problem with Grayson.
Mhm.
Um, and my kid's not a problem. That kid is smarter than 90%, at least he thinks he is, but he's such an amazing kid, and he needs to know that he's loved and he's worthy, and that no matter what, his parents have his back. And
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the way that we feel about them.
yeah. And I'm a firm believer that toxic people are toxic people, blood or not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you're toxic to me, you're toxic to my kid, and I'm okay cutting you off.
Mm-hmm.
I have family that I don't talk to. I have friends that I've stopped being friends with, and I'm okay with that.
I have a lot of family that I don't talk to,
And that's just because of
and it's
the
not.
negative effect that it's had on our kids.
It's
It's
not.
not
It's not even that. It's the fact that I'm.
a butthole.
Well, not even that, but I'm the type of person that if you don't make an effort to be in my life or speak to me, I'm not gonna make an effort to
Speak to you.
speak to you.
Like, we'll reach out to certain people every now and then,
Mm-hmm.
but even then, I mean, if it's not reciprocated, it's not worth it.
Mm.
There are a few people I talk to on the daily. My mom
And my mom
and your mom
and Becca
and Becca.
still waiting on that game night. Oh wait, we're gonna do a game night this weekend.
Are we?
My birthday party
That's not this weekend. That's next weekend.
next weekend. Is it next weekend?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, next weekend.
This weekend's Halloween.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween.
I
Halloween.
walked into the kids watching that movie the other day. They were asleep, so I watched it. They were all passed out, and I was like, "Ooh." I just like movies. Um, but anyway, yeah.
Hmm.
So
That
blended
was
dyna-
a.
blended dynamics are crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and there is probably not something that we haven't really walked through.
Yeah, and
We've
every blended family is different too.
Yes, but it doesn't need to be a taboo subject. It doesn't need to be something that's like you're ashamed of. We have the craziest story. Like we could make a show out of it. Like we could make some money off of it
Oh yeah, for sure.
because there's things to our story that we didn't divulge
Mm-mm.
and they're not bad. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I'm not going into detail. There's nothing that I'm ashamed of in this
No, me
situation.
neither.
It's not, how it made us who we are. But like, we just have some creepy little like connections with all of our people. It's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I still say that it was love at first sight for me.
oh man, me too, babe.
You're such a liar.
No, I really did. I thought you were pretty hot at IHOP that night that I met you.
We didn't meet at IHOP.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
We met at Chances, but we saw each other at IHOP.
We met at Chance's and then we went to IHOP.
Yes, but I remember sitting across from you at IHOP or Eddie Wampus.
I don't remember.
I do.
IHOP was another
That
hot
place is
spot for us.
awful. We have almost got divorced there so many times. We didn't even go there anymore.
Mm-mm.
Place is the
Old
devil.
South Pancake House.
That place is good.
That's where we go now.
That or our place. I
Our
really
place.
like our place because they have gluten-free pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
They feed my kid.
Um. Anyway,
But with that being said, blended families are a
it's a mess,
but it's
but
but
it's so worth it.
when I say I can honestly tell you I love Caden as if he's my own.
Yeah,
I
and
have
I
never treated him any different. Like, I mean, maybe a little bit. And that just might be because he's spoiled a little bit more.
was about to
It's not in a
say,
bad way. But like I adore that kid.
yeah.
Like I think of him as ours and I don't view it any different.
Mm-hmm.
He's he's my buddy. He's my guy.
Well, and it's the same for me. I think of well, I'm a little bit closer to Maddie than I am with Colton, just because of
Maddie's not as
the
closed off.
well, not only that, but like the whole
Yeah.
situation that happened between me and Colton, and him moving out. I think we're getting a little closer now,
Yeah.
because we're spending a little bit more time and understanding of each other. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like Maddie's my little princess.
She is a princess.
Grayson's my mini me. That's not really mine.
I know, he was just
Yeah.
ugh. Sometimes he says things and I'm like, "Are you sure you're not his?"
Physically
Like
impossible.
like the just even the little like certain mannerisms he has and like his intelligence.
Hmm.
Like I'm not trying to be mean, but there's no way he got that from Miramar.
No. No.
Like he is so smart. Like
Hmm.
it's a problem.
Yeah.
He's pretty awesome.
He is.
With that being said,
But so just let's recap it a little bit. Um, with blended family
run.
dynamics,
I'm just kidding.
for the parent and the step kid. I use that term loosely because, like we said, we don't really use it.
Non-biological child.
Non-biological child. Um, don't give up. Try.
One of the most
When
beautiful things that we've experienced was when Colton left, praying over the situation and having him come back 6 months ago and tell us he loves us.
hmm
And
and actually sit
he
down.
kind of apologized for the way he did it and sat down and had like an honest, wholehearted conversation about it. And to have that full circle moment with him was great.
Hmm. But before it even gets to that point, don't don't let it get to that point. I'm not saying that it can't be recuperated once it does, because
Yeah,
obviously it
but
did work out for us, but don't.
don't not try because you're scared of the outcome or because you don't want to step on toes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to, it's not a competition.
No.
All you have to do is love the child. And sometimes the child's not going to be very open to the love,
Mm-mm.
but you just love them anyway. And you give them their space when they need it. And, you know, just remember you only have them for 18 years.
Yeah.
You don't, it's not, I mean, yes, they're yours forever, but as a step parent, you really don't even have 18. I only get 13 with Caden, and it's kind of crap if you ask me. But I kind of wish I had like the first five too. But you win some, you lose some. But what?
Over the top, woman.
You know how sad it is that I didn't see his first step? Ugh.
I showed him to you.
Ugh. It's not the same. Anyway, but it's you only have them for so long, and I see so many marriages end because of parenting. You got to remember why you married your spouse, and you got to remember to put your spouse first for one.
Hmm.
For two, it's people overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Just love your kids. There's no sense in fighting with the other parent. You're not going to change their mind. You're not going to be able to make them feel the way you do or believe the way you do. Because honestly, if you could, y'all wouldn't be split up in the first dang place.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not in a relationship with their parent. You're in a relationship with your spouse and with the children.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, you just need healthy boundaries and you just need to be like, no. And no can be a full sentence.
Yeah. You need to learn when to say no and how to say no.
Yeah.
That was a big
Season with
problem.
salt.
That was a big problem.
I would literally do everything to the point where I was so overwhelmed that I was, like, about to pull my teeth out
And
because I felt like I had to because I was the stepmom and I felt like I had to
make up
do
for it.
more and make up for the fact that I wasn't his, like, biological mom, and really, I didn't have to do all that. I just stressed myself out for nothing,
Hmm.
which is fine, but I paid for it in
But
the end.
and no, not only you, but we paid for it because you were taking away from us.
Yes, and I mean, there were situations that we had where his communication with her secretively, like co-parenting. You have to include both spouses.
Yeah,
Like,
my secret. You're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a huge problem, and it's not that he was parenting his child, that was never the issue. It was that it was done secretively because at the end of the day, I felt like, well, I'm doing the legwork. I'm picking up we don't use this term, but, like, I'm picking up his kid from school, I'm taking his kid to practice, I'm doing all the things while he's working, and he's sitting there talking behind my back as if I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they were making plans without me, but then I had to facilitate the plan. I was
But it
like, "This is
wasn't. It
crap."
wasn't even. It wasn't even the plans that had to do with Caden. It was more so for Kenyon.
Yes, but at the end of the day, from my point, I was like, "Adopt him."
Mm-hmm.
Like, "Okay, make him yours, make it legal." But we couldn't make it legal without
Telling him the
she
truth.
A, telling him the truth, and B, she did not want us to have medical say, so we could never make it legal in the first place.
No.
So, I mean, but I felt like I was made to be the bad guy in that situation because I
But
loved him.
in all reality, it was me that was really the bad guy.
What do you mean?
I was the one saying no. I was
Yeah.
the one saying.
But when you were having that secret conversation about him, I'm sitting here like, I'm the one that said yes. You're the one that's saying no.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the bad guy. And the whole time it was you that didn't. And so it was just like a whole situation. And so for me, that co-parenting situation kind of was butt.
Yeah.
It just made it harder because it divided us,
Big time.
like, huge, and it didn't have to,
Mm-mm.
so but now you're my bestie for the restie.
A PSC.
Depends on how long the restie lasts.
Ugh. Why would you? Ugh.
I'm just kidding, unless I end up having a pool.
Over my dead body.
Exactly.
If I go missing,
Check the backyard.
check the backyard.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but I know this was a lot, but blended families is a lot,
blended
and this
families
didn't even
is
scratch the surface.
no, it didn't. This is
This just told our story about our kids. It didn't even really touch on the hot topics, or we may have to part 2 this one because there's so many things and tools that people could use. Like, it's okay to use a parenting app.
oh yeah.
It's okay to
Between the co-parents,
yeah.
yeah,
It's okay
definitely.
to say no. It's okay to, you know
Well, we've learned that it's easier to communicate in text rather than over the phone.
yes,
Just because when you do it in text or any kind of written form,
you can go back to
you
it and
can
be
go
like,
back
"No,
to
this
it.
is what we agreed on."
Yeah, you can go back to it, and it's almost as good as a binding contract. Like if it's written down and agreed upon in a text, then that's what needs to happen.
Yep.
Um, and if that doesn't happen, and there's court order papers and everything like that, and something ever comes up, that's good in a court of law. Like this is what was said
But that's only if you end up
and agreed
having to go
upon.
back.
Then yeah, that's all.
If you can do it
That's if you have to
without.
go back to court and everything like that. But if you can like communicate in text and both parties agree upon it or whatever, if it ever comes up down the line of hey, you did this, this, and this, like what do we need to do about that? Blah blah blah. You can be like, nope, this is what we agreed upon. We traded this day for that day or whatever, or you get them at this time because of this or whatever. Like there's so many different things that you can do and little tidbits because mind you, not every blended family is going to be, you know,
Yeah.
chaos at each other's throats with their spouse, their um, co-parent. But there's a lot of little different things that you can do just to kind of help you along the way.
My main recommendation is public drop-off location. Don't make
Hmm.
it your house. You need to keep your boundaries, and
Yeah,
that is
you're
one thing I was super lenient on, and it is the one thing I regret. Our house is our house. None of our exes ever need to be here because this is our place. This is my safe space. This is your safe space. And we do not need our peace stole because somebody that we used to sleep with is here.
Mhm.
It's just uncomfortable and it's unnecessary. If you can make it a gas station, if it's toxic, make it a police station. Just make it a public area or make it the school, wherever.
Yeah.
Just try to find a location
Like
that's more comfortable.
during the school year,
Meet.
we don't even meet her. We just our trading zone is the school.
And I kind of drew a line in the sand recently and was like, hey, you can't just pop in. Like, that's not appropriate because this is our place. And she wasn't even messaging me. She was communicating with him and just showing up and
Not
dropping
me.
stuff off. No, Hayden. And she was just showing up and dropping stuff off. And that's like super inappropriate. Your ex does not belong at our house without communicating it to either of us. That is wrong.
Yeah.
Um, your mom doesn't even show up to our house without communicating it. That's weird.
Hmm.
And so I was like, no, this can't happen anymore. From now on, he needs to bring his stuff with him and drop it off on his way to school that morning, and he can walk his bag in, and if he forgets it, he's just SOL.
Yeah, and
And I don't
so
mean that rude, it's just
that's
accountability. If there's no consequences, if when he forgets something is just brought to him, he's never gonna have to remember it.
yeah. But a big thing that helped us with said instances whenever he's getting swinging by and dropping off his bag is we don't he doesn't have a house key to our house. We have a
Code.
code, a digital keypad lock, and he has his own code that's for it.
He
That
just drops it off.
he
Yeah.
just he comes up to the door, punches in the code, walks in, drops his stuff in his room, walks out, locks the door, and goes back.
And I
That
drop
way,
off his stuff at the school when I pick up my daughter
yeah,
on Friday when he
that
goes to
way, that way, A, he doesn't have to keep up with the key, and B, um, we know who's in and out of the house.
yeah, and it works.
Hmm.
And it's easier. And with him, we've had some issues in the past with communication, stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with going to counseling. We found a good Christian family counselor, and we go to counseling probably every other week, and
Hmm.
it's not
We didn't
cheap, but
go
it's
this
worth it.
week.
I haven't scheduled it. I probably could. I wonder if he has anything Thursday morning since you're already off.
Hmm.
I'll see. But anyway, um, we go to counseling and we learn to communicate things and we talk about the difference in households and how to help Caden manage it and how to help him communicate no matter who it's to and just be open and honest and to help him not be double minded because living in two separate households with two separate values and everything like that, he needs to find out what he's rooted in and where he believes so he can stand firm no matter where he's at
Yeah.
on what he chooses, not what mom thinks is right or dad thinks is right, but what he thinks is right.
Hmm.
He's gotta grow into a man and decide for himself.
Yep.
But anyway, this is getting long, getting lengthy. We're gonna have to do a part 2 if we wanna add to it.
Hmm.
Maybe talk about some of the smaller little things that could help with all the chaos that we just ensued.
Yeah.
We basically told them all our dirt. Now we need to tell them how to help the dirt.
Yeah.
We need to give them the broom and the dustpan.
Mm-mm. The shark.
Sure. The Tony Shark.
Hmm. Yeah. Always
Put your spouse
put
first,
your spouse first. Fight for your kids,
no matter
no
blood or
matter,
not.
yeah, blood or not.
You're their biggest
Fight for their
advocate.
best interest. And
Don't label it.
don't, yeah, don't
They're your
label it.
kids, regardless. If it offends somebody, that's a them problem, not a you problem.
and pray about it.
Yep.
Um,
Now give it to God and go to sleep.
yep. Pray us out, babe.
Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the ability to come here and share our story and hopefully help people that are walking a similar path or have similar challenges that we've kind of already faced. And we really thank you for this platform. We ask that you protect us and guide us through the rest of our week until next time. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Y'all have a good night or day or what have you.
You won't see it till noon, but it's 10.
Yep. Um, see you next time.